Alright, we're back. A little bit later in the day than normal because, well, there's more light out right now. And what are we talking about today? We are talking about the Toyota Tacoma. Probably the last one of the real kind of mid-sized trucks that we're talking about. Obviously, like, Colorado, really good one. Ford Ranger will most likely be a good one. Tacoma's been around forever, very good competitor for this section. And I mean, the other two on this list are kind of jokes anyways. So, Tacoma. Some numbers and stuff. Comes with one engine option, a 3.5 liter V6, making 275 horsepower. So, that's pretty good. It's not as good as the Colorado can be, and we don't exactly know on the Ford yet. But if the Ford Ranger is using the same motor as the Mustang and Focus, then there's a chance it'll be at 300. It might be a little bit less. But the Colorado has two engines that beat it. Oh wait, no. No, just one engine. Sorry, just 300 horsepower. My bad. But they also have the diesel thing and everything going for them. Oh well. But where the Tacoma is starting to really show its age, and this is a truck where I think it needs an update very bad. I mean, all of like Toyota's like rugged vehicles, they look good. The 4Runner looks good and everything. They all look like big and tough and stuff. But if I'm not sure how many people have the opportunity or own one or something like that to get in a new one, they're starting to become a little dated, and that's happening for a lot of Toyota vehicles. A lot of Toyotas need to get a bit of an update. Their infotainment system and stuff in their current vehicles is kind of garbage and stuff like that. But another area where it's starting to show its age is the Tacoma still uses a automatic 6-speed, which is, well, at this point kind of bizarre. In a day and age where like fucking everything has like almost at this point, I mean, every Honda and stuff even has like a 10-speed available in it. So it's just weird that they're still going with a 6-speed as their transmission choice. I mean, even things like the Scion I'm driving right now, it's 2015, so it's using the same, almost the exact same transmission as what would be in there. It could be better. It could definitely be better. The shifts could be a little bit quicker, things like that. My girlfriend has a 2017 Camry that uses the same 6-speed, and it's kind of garbage. I just, like, there's so many people using a better option out there that I feel like Toyota should do the same. And where the Tacoma is, at this point, I would say the Tacoma is probably one of their best vehicles around. People really like them. People really like the way they look and stuff like that. They look nice and mean and rugged, and they're cool, right? But cool looks can only get you going for so long, and I think that is starting to come to an end. Especially since things like, one thing that's always bothered me about the Tacoma is its resale value. Now, that is a good thing for Tacoma owners. Your resale value is just fucking insane, just ludicrous, right? I mean, where I work, someone can sell a car or have trade in a Tacoma, and will still resell it at like 20 grand, like a. So here's an actual time it happened. We had a 2008, I think, with 140,000 miles on us. 2008, 140,000 old, and this thing was not in good condition. It was not like pristine or anything. It had the fuck beat out of it. It was just fenders dented in, scratches everywhere. Like, this thing was in rough shape. Cigarette holes on the interior, smelled like smoke. Just not a good car, and they put a lot of work into the engine and everything. They turned around and sold that truck for like 22 grand. Now that's definitely on the high end. I mean, but even on the high end of that, that is still fucking ridiculous. If we're saying like 18 is the low end, that's crazy. I mean, you can, so if you go to any Toyota dealer right now, and you look at a used Tacoma, say 2016, maybe even 2015, they're still going to be like 30 grand. Which is crazy. Again, really good for the owners, but you might as well just buy a new one. And speaking of buying new ones, so I spoke about how, like, the base prices for the Colorado and the Ranger, they say, like, the Colorado says it can be at like 21 grand, and the Ranger says it can be like 24 grand. Well, a Tacoma, if you go build one at Toyota's website, base model and everything, technically you, the customer, can build one that is like in that same $24,000 range, I believe is where their base model starts at, with like no options. And that's kind of where, like, that's where the Ford Ranger is as well. So that's on par. But after doing some research and my own personal experience and knowledge, you will not find a Tacoma in that range. So I looked at 2 major dealers in our area, and by major I mean they both sell 300 plus cars a month through the summer and stuff like that. Like, they do very well. In the winter and stuff, they're like down to 100, but that's still pretty good if anyone knows how dealerships work. So they're both very good dealers. One of them had one Toyota Tacoma, brand new, and this thing was like, it had black plastic front and rear bumpers. It was single cab. It was like, it was the least amount of options possible. It's like the customer said, I want your lowest fucking option vehicle, and then I want you to take even more away from it, is basically what they said for this truck. Now, I believe MSRP was like at 24,000, and then it with offers and stuff, it was down to like 21. Now, every other vehicle, if I'm not mistaken, if memory serves correct, I didn't see a single, maybe I missed one, but I didn't see a single other Tacoma for under 30 grand. They're all 30s and 40s. Now that is actually, that's starting to become an expensive vehicle for a lot of people. I mean, for most, you're looking at, like, I guess for my age group and things like that, where maybe people are going in between jobs and things like that, like, you're not looking for a new car, you're looking for a used one, and typically your price range is like, probably top is like 15 grand or something like that, especially if you don't have a lot of credit history and things like that, so high APR. So 15 grand is usually your limit. Like, so by the time you're getting to that age point where maybe you've had your job for a while and things like that, you're probably in your later 20s, or maybe you got lucky and you're in your early 20s, but most likely most people are in their later 20s and stuff like that, maybe early 30s. And for some, maybe you had a rough time and it's early 40s or something like that. Late 20s, or late 30s, my bad. So, it's a very odd age group to me. And since the truck, I always feel like these vehicles are always tailored towards younger people. They look cool, they act cool, you can customize them and stuff like that. But the age group that wants to do that can't afford them. And that's a shame, because they make them expensive, and I don't honestly know where the cost is coming from. If you get in the interiors, they're not bad, but they're not overwhelming with luxury and niceties and things like that. So I like the Tacoma, but it is starting to become very outdated, and I think it's a little too expensive for what it is compared to the competition as of right now. It needs some new bells and whistles if I think it wants to compete. And tomorrow we'll be talking about a Nissan Frontier, so that should be fun. So as always, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.